Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Classic1333 coming to you live from my basement. Yep. Sorry for the delayed lateness of the Raw review. Just busy week, Christmas and all. Happy belated Christmas to everybody. Um, One thing I want to talk about before I go into my Raw review for Monday. Yeah, another Raw review. Actually, it was a decent Raw. Um, I won't be able to record a video elsewhere besides the computer because my camera won't read on my computer and it doesn't come with any software, and I looked in the manual and like it just doesn't, it won't work. Like there's nothing I can really install it's gonna work. So I'm probably gonna get a better webcam and hopefully like my picture will be a little bit more clear and stuff. So that's something I'm gonna work on. Um, I don't know. At some point in time, I'll buy a better camera. Hopefully, one that works or something. Or maybe I'll try to mess with the VCR into my computer or something. I don't know. I'll figure something out. So let's jump into the Raw review here. The show starts off with Glamorella, Santino Marella, and Beth Phoenix talking, and basically like Santino's talking about like how he's got a secret for us, how he's gonna tell the secret about Santa Claus. And it's kind of ironic, as I remember last week I was talking about that. I was talking about how like WWE is like revealing that Santa Claus doesn't exist or whatever. Oh shit! I hope no little kids were watching. Anyway, so then Cena shows up, or Santino called him John Cena. He shows up and he's all like, "You ain't gonna say nothing," whatever, being all fucking Superman as usual. Well, it's like that one song, "I'm no Superman." That's John Cena. He ain't no Superman. Maybe he's a super woman or something. Nah, maybe not. At least he's got some muscles. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Anyway, so yeah, so basically he's like he says that he's gonna stop Santino or whatever from revealing it, and Santino challenges him to a tag team match, mixed intergender match or whatever. So Cena accepts, and then we go and jump into the show. The first match we have opener was Kane versus Shawn Michaels. The show was in Canada, so we heard some "You Screwed Brett" chants at Shawn Michaels, classic Toronto, Canada. Um, it was an okay matchup for an opener. It's kind of weird it was an opener, but it was a pretty good matchup. Michaels won with the sweet chin music. There was one weird sequence in the match or something. It was kind of like I think Shawn Michaels did like an inverted atomic drop or something on Kane, or tried it or something, and then there was like this second pause, and then Kane just clocks him or something. I thought that was kind of a weird gap or something. But other than that, it was a pretty good matchup. One thing funny during the match was Michael Cole said something about viewing Kelly's pictures on WWE.com. He was looking in the wrong section. Enough said about that one. The next match we had was Kofi versus uh, Manure or Manu. Um, or Menu. That's another good name for him too. Uh, okay matchup. I think this should have been the opener of the show. It was all right. Manu looked all right in this match. Kofi kind of like missed a couple of kicks or something. He looked a little off a little bit, but it was okay matchup. Kofi wins with a crucifix type pin or something. If you ever played WWF Warzone for the 64, there's a move called a crucifix, where a guy kind of like would go for like a Samoan drop or something, but then the guy like rolls him up or something and gets a 3 count or something. I've seen Bret Hart do it. Look it up if you don't know what it's talking about. They show a clip of Cena and Kelly talking. Um, Looks like she's going to accept the tag team matchup. Later, we find out that's wrong. What happens next? Then we come back from a commercial break and we see Skim Milk, Snuka, and Orton backstage talking. Basically, Snuka's talking about him being second generation, um, interested in joining Orton's group or something. And then Manu lost his match, and then Orton was kind of pissed off at them, and he's like, maybe we need to have a new member added or something, which might be cool. Might give Skim Snuka something to do. So that'd be cool, I guess. Let's see. Next matchup we have Layla and Jillian versus Melina and Mickey James, women's tag team matchup. Regal was doing some commentating, and Regal did a pretty good job, like on his commentating, kind of making like the Intercontinental title seem pretty important. But Like, it was kind of weird though, because he's only like he hasn't really defended the belt yet, like on TV or anything. So it's kind of like can't really be considered a great Intercontinental Champion, even though he's been champion before. Better than that though, I love Regal. He's the shit. The women's match was all right. What was kind of funny in the entrance was like Mickey and Melina were playing like leapfrog over each other or something. I think there was some pixie sticks or some Red Bull or something in the background that they drank before they came to the ring or something. I don't know. It's all about the epinephrine, aka adrenaline or something, I guess. Um, okay, so the finish of the matchup was like a sunset flip bombish move that Melina did. Um, there's a wrestler called the Amazing Red. Like he does that for a finisher, so that's kind of what that move was. Check him out; he's a good wrestler. Um, let's see what was next. They had Mysterio versus JBL next. Jerry Lawler with the line of the night. Working for JBL is worse than working for Ebenezer Scrooge. And apparently Lawler's been to Fantasy World or something and worked for Ebenezer Scrooge at one point in time. So it's good to know that working for JBL is worse than working for Ebenezer Scrooge. The match itself, Mysterio versus Jibble, was pretty good. It was kind of slow at first, like basically when Jibble was doing offense to Mysterio. Oh yeah, so, Solomon and Shame credit them for the Jibble classic. Anyway, the match was kind of slow at first, like, and then like when JBL was doing offense, but then it kind of picked up when Mysterio was making a comeback and stuff. I thought the finish was pretty cool. It was like basically Shawn Michaels came out and pulled JBL out, and you were kind of like thinking like, oh, is he gonna finally get back at JBL or something? Nah, he like slaps him, and it causes a disqualification for JBL, so he wins the match by DQ. So Mysterio kind of got screwed or whatever. It was actually a pretty cool ending, I thought. Um, oh, one thing to note before this matchup, and I've kind of noticed this in the past couple of weeks too. Uh, um, Mike Knox got the night off for attacking Mysterio like outside the ring last week. Um, and one thing I want to note too, like before Kane's matchup, he had to come out and Stephanie had to order him make an apology or something, and he like made a non-Harding apology. Apparently, in WWE's world, if you like do something wrong, you're like not really punished for it at all. Like a wrestler could like rob a bank or something, and maybe get like a $50 fine and like slap on the wrist or something, and that's all that would happen to him. So if you're in WWE world, you could like really beat the crap out of somebody and maybe get like a week off or something. You know, you figured they would at least like you'd hear about like a big fine or a big suspension, like a month suspension. But I don't know. Kind of with the Mike Knox Rey Mysterio feud, I don't think they're gonna have a good match because Mike Knox really isn't that good in the ring, at least from what I've seen in ECW. So what's next? The next match we have is Batista versus Orton. Um, everybody's probably read it on the internet now. Batista has like a hamstring injury, so he can't. He's gonna get surgery. I think he got surgery today. Um, they show like footage of Orton punting him in the skull or whatever, and that was the reason for a forfeit win for Orton. Orton cut a pretty cool promo, for the most part, but there's one thing I gotta nitpick about this promo, and I think I have like a second left here, so I'm gonna do this on the next one.